Have you ever felt that little nudge, that feeling deep down that there's something more, maybe a hidden path, a true calling, just sort of waiting for no? Welcome to the Deep Dive. We take source material, break it down, and pull out the most important bits of knowledge, basically giving you a shortcut to being really well-informed. Today, we're diving into Paulo Coelho's really transformative story, The Alchemist. We're using a detailed summary of the main character, Santiago's journey. And our mission here is to unpack the wisdom from his adventure. We'll look at the core ideas, things like purpose, destiny, and how life guides us in ways we don't always expect. We want to explore why this story connects with so many people and, what it really means to follow a dream. Okay, so let's get into it. First, let's picture Santiago. He's a young shepherd living in Andalusia, Spain. Pretty simple life, right? Just him, his sheep, his books.
Yeah, very pastoral, very quiet. But that quiet gets, interrupted.
Right, by this dream he keeps having. It's about a child telling him there's treasure waiting for him way out near the Egyptian pyramids.
And it's persistent. Not just a one-off thing, it feels like.
Yeah.
Like a call, a real call to adventure stirring inside him.
This dream eventually leads him to meet this mysterious old man, Melchizedek. Says he's the king of Salem.
Which is quite a claim.
Huh? Yeah, definitely. And it's Melchizedek who introduces this really central idea, the personal legend. So how does Coelho make that different from just, having a goal?
Well, that's what's key. Melchizedek explains it's not just something you want to do. It's the one thing you are fundamentally meant to achieve in life.
Yeah.
It's your destiny, basically. Something that the soul of the world, as he calls it, actually wants you to pursue. It's got this almost spiritual weight to it.
The soul of the world. We'll probably touch on that again later.
Definitely. And to help Santiago, Melchizedek gives him something tangible. 2 stones, Urim and Thummim.
Right, the magic stones. What are they actually for?
They're meant to help him read the omens, the signs from the universe. Kind of a yes and no guide for when his own intuition isn't quite strong enough yet. They're like a physical reminder to trust that guidance.
So this whole first encounter, it really sets everything in motion for his journey?
Absolutely. It lays the groundwork for this huge transformation. And it immediately makes you wonder, well, what's my personal legend? Is the universe trying to guide me somewhere?
That idea of a personal legend, it feels very powerful, very universal. So Santiago, he takes this leap, sells his sheep, his whole livelihood, leaves everything familiar behind.
A huge decision.
Yeah.
Really stepping into the unknown.
He heads to Tangier in North Africa, probably full of hope and excitement.
And then, bam, robbed. Almost immediately, left with absolutely nothing.
Talk about a setback. Right at the very beginning, it could have easily ended the whole quest right there.
It really could have. But this is such a crucial part of the story. Instead of just crumbling, he gets a job. Works in a crystal shop.
And he doesn't just, show up. The summary highlights how he works hard, brings new ideas, helps the shop thrive.
Exactly. It's more than just grit. It's about resilience, yes, but also about creativity and contribution. Even when your big dream feels miles away. He learned so much in that shop.
Lessons in perseverance, adapting.
And just the importance of moving forward step by step, even when things look bleak. It shows how setbacks aren't always just roadblocks. Sometimes they're detours where you learn essential skills. Makes you think about your own life, doesn't it? How challenges can actually forge something new in you.
Yeah, that transformation in Tangier is amazing. It really shows how those detours can become crucial training. So he learns these lessons, saves up money.
And he's ready to get back on track towards his personal legend.
He joins a caravan, finally heading across the desert towards Egypt. And on this leg of the journey, he meets someone new, the Englishman.
Yes, the Englishman, also on a quest.
He's looking for an alchemist, too. Wants to learn the secrets of the soul of the world, turning lead into gold. A whole deal.
But his approach is completely different from Santiago's.
Totally. The Englishman is all about books, ancient texts, complex theories, constantly reading.
Right. He represents that sort of scholarly, intellectual path to knowledge.
Yeah.
Whereas Santiago, well, he starts learning in a different way.
He learns to listen to the desert.
Exactly. He's observing, feeling, tuning into the environment, into his intuition. It's experiential learning versus purely academic learning.
And that soul of the world, they're both kind of circling around. What's the idea there?
It's presented as this universal language, this interconnected energy. It links everything, people, nature, even our desires. Santiago learns that by following his personal legend, he's actually tapping into that flow, communicating with it.
It's a really interesting contrast. Do we lean too heavily on the books sometimes, on what's already known?
It's a great question. How do we balance that external knowledge with our own inner knowing, our own desert? Which path is right for us?
That's a deep question. So the caravan journey continues, and they eventually reach this oasis, a safe spot in the middle of the harsh desert.
A literal and maybe metaphorical refuge.
And it's here Santiago meets Fatima. He falls in love deeply.
Yeah, a powerful connection.
Yeah.
And it presents a real dilemma for him.
He feels this intense pull to just stop, to give up the quest for the treasure and stay there with her. Find happiness right there in the oasis.
It's that classic conflict, isn't it? Love versus destiny, comfort versus the call of the personal legend. What do you choose?
But then something else happens. He has this vision, a really strong premonition of an attack on the oasis.
Which is a pretty bold thing to claim in that traditional tribal setting.
Absolutely. He takes a risk, shares it with the tribal leaders. They're skeptical, naturally.
Of course. But he trusts that inner sight, that intuition.
And it turns out he's right. The attack happens, but because of his warning, they successfully defend the oasis.
And this is huge for him. It earns him respect, validation. And critically, it brings him to the attention of the real alchemist, the powerful figure the Englishman was seeking.
It really underscores that power of listening to your gut, doesn't it? How trusting that inner voice can lead to completely unexpected breakthroughs.
Exactly. And that validation leads him directly to his next great teacher.
The alchemist himself. So what are the core lessons Santiago learns from this master?
Well, the alchemist really gets to the heart of it. He tells Santiago that everyone is capable of achieving their personal legend.
But there's always a but.
But many people give up. And the main reason they give up, according to the alchemist, is fear.
Fear of failure, fear of the unknown.
All of that. Fear is positioned as the single biggest obstacle. So the alchemist teaches Santiago to listen to his heart deeply and to trust the signs, the omens that the universe provides along the way.
It reframes fear almost. Not just something to avoid, but maybe something to understand.
Precisely. The alchemist implies fear is like a test. It shows you where your commitment really lies. Are you going to choose your dream, or are you going to choose comfort and safety? It forces you to align more deeply with your purpose.
That connects to broader ideas too, like manifestation, self-belief.
Absolutely. It's about realizing that your internal state, your faith, your willingness to overcome fear directly influences your external reality and your ability to achieve that legend.
Okay, so Santiago's got these profound lessons now. Listen to your heart, trust the omens, conquer fear. But his faith gets tested pretty intensely, right?
Oh, massively. The journey with the alchemist out of the oasis is through seriously dangerous territory. The alchemist doesn't coddle him. He pushes him, tests his resolve constantly.
And then comes that almost unbelievable moment. They're captured, and the alchemist basically says Santiago has to turn himself into the wind to save them.
Yeah, talk about pressure. An impossible demand, seemingly. Turn yourself into the wind within 3 days, or face the consequences.
How does he even approach that?
It forces him into this state of deep communion. He has to talk to the desert, the sun, the wind itself, and ultimately to the soul of the world, to God. Depending on your interpretation, he has to surrender his own limitations.
That's it, or something like it.
He does. He communes so deeply with everything around him that the elements respond, creating this immense sandstorm. It appears like a miracle. He essentially becomes one with the forces of nature.
Wow, so it's not just about escaping danger.
Not at all. It's the ultimate lesson in interconnectedness. He realizes, truly feels, that he isn't separate from the universe, he's part of it. Every grain of sand, every gust of wind, his own soul, it's all connected. It's a profound breakthrough in his understanding.
That scene, turning into the wind, it's such a powerful metaphor for breaking through perceived limitations. So after that experience, after all the trials, Santiago finally reaches the pyramids in Egypt.
The destination, the place from his original dream.
He must be feeling relief, excitement. He starts digging where the dream indicated. This is it.
You'd think so. But then, another setback, thieves attack him.
Just can't catch a break.
Right. They beat him up, try to steal anything he might have found, and then comes the final massive twist.
Yes, this part is brilliant. One of the thieves starts mocking him.
Exactly. Mocking him for being foolish enough to follow a dream about treasure at the pyramids. Because the thief says he once had a recurring dream too.
His dream was?
His dream was about a treasure buried back in Spain, underneath a sycamore tree, near a ruined church.
The exact spot.
The exact spot where Santiago used to sleep with his sheep, where he had his first dream about the pyramids.
Oh, the irony. It's incredible.
It's a stunning moment of realization for Santiago. It wasn't a coincidence. The treasure wasn't actually at the pyramids. The journey to the pyramids was necessary for him to learn where the treasure truly was.
Which was back home all along.
All along. But he wouldn't have known how to find it, or maybe even recognize its value, without the entire journey.
So he has to go all the way back.
He does. He returns to Andalusia, Spain, to that ruined church, that sycamore tree.
And he digs.
And he finds it. A chest filled with gold and jewels, the physical treasure. The whole story comes completely full circle.
So what's the takeaway there? That the journey was pointless?
Oh, not at all. I think it's the opposite. It suggests that the journey itself, the transformation, the wisdom gained, that was the real point. The physical treasure was maybe the reward, but the journey made him the person who could find it and appreciate it.
It's like you have to leave home to understand home.
Exactly. Sometimes you need to go far away, gain new experiences, new perspectives, new eyes, essentially to truly see and value what was right in front of you all along. The path changes you, and that change unlocks the treasure, whether literal or metaphorical.
Okay, so that brings our deep dive into The Alchemist to a close. What a journey for Santiago and for us exploring it.
Definitely. So many rich themes.
Yeah, the key takeaways really stand out. Listening to that inner voice, those omens the universe might be sending, the absolute need to face fear, not as something that stops you, but maybe as feedback, like you said earlier.
Right, a test of commitment.
Yeah.
And the idea that the journey itself holds immense value, perhaps even more than the destination.
And that final twist. Sometimes the treasure isn't where you expect. Sometimes it's right back where you started, but you needed the journey to see it. We really hope this dive gave you some powerful insights for your own life, your own journey, your own sense of purpose. What parts of this really resonated with you?
It leaves you with a fascinating thought, doesn't it? The treasure Santiago dreamed of was supposedly at the pyramids, this far-off, exotic place. But the gold was back home. He only found it after completing the whole quest. So maybe the real treasure we seek in any big pursuit isn't the final endpoint itself. Maybe it's the person we become along the way, the wisdom, the resilience, the perspective that finally allows us to recognize and appreciate the value in what was perhaps always within reach. Something to think about.